fuel pump locations are not counted toward the parking provided calculation. 1D, the parking bumper curbs shall be located 5 feet from the east and west Hoover property lines. Indicate this change on the site plan. 1E, a note shall be provided stating all lighting on the site shall be shielded and not encroach upon abutting properties. Light fixtures, pole and base shall be no higher than 20 feet as measured from the top of the light fixture to the bottom of the base at ground level. All glare shall be eliminated from all light fixtures. Upward directed lighting shall not be permitted. 1F, in the northeast corner of the site, replace the area with striped paint with a small landscaped island measuring 4.5 feet by 20 feet. Indicate small deciduous shrubs in this area such as meadowsweet or shrubbery cinquefoil. 1G, plant 2 deciduous trees spaced 50 feet apart, centered between the sidewalk and street curb along Hoover Road. And H1H, a note shall be provided on the site plan. The guardrail located along the east and south property lines shall be removed. Condition number 2, the petitioner must provide a recorded document for ingress and egress with the property owner, with the property abutting to the south and east. Address 3730 Hoover Road. This document must be approved in draft format for the city attorney prior to it being recorded at the Macomb County Register of Deeds. A copy of the document shall be provided to the planning department. Condition number 3, the following variances may need to be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the building division. And they would be 3A, to waive 5 parking spaces, 3B, to allow parking spaces measured 20 feet in length along a property line when 22 feet is required, and 3C, to allow parking within the front setback up to the property line along 13 Mile Road and Hoover Road. And finally, condition number 4, the performance bond in the amount of $22,500 be posted according to the estimated cost of $750,000 by the petitioner. So with that, Mr. Chair, recommendation is submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to come up and speak on this item, please state your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission.
Commissioner Chair, I make a motion to approve with discussion.
Support Maury.
There's a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Maury. Discussion?
Okay, can the petitioner step forward, please? I'm sorry. You thought your job was done.
Oh, excuse me 1 second. David, we don't have any video up here. We don't have any video. Our screen's on, but we have no picture.
Mine's working.
Huh?
It's not.
It says Bird Dog Flex 4K out or something. I don't know. Is yours on?
No, it's not working.
Is yours working? Hold 1 second, sir.
Okay, sir.
difficulties. I think Patrick's ready. David, do you have anything on the screens out there? Okay.
Now I got
No. No.
it. Yours plugged in?
None of them are working up here. It's showing, something's happening now. I don't know.
Was it working at the beginning of the meeting?
No. I just thought it would come on once we got started, but it didn't. We're back. Go ahead with your discussion, Commissioner Alawati.
Okay, thank you, apologize for that. Okay, you had mentioned you're gonna be having some sort of carry out there. Is it gonna be made there, or is it gonna be like a fast food, or what?
Yeah, it's gonna be made there, fast food, fast
Okay,
casual.
and not like a McDonald's or anything?
No, something more like a Buscemi's or a Crispy Crunchy, something along those lines.
Okay, okay, that's my main question, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
I was gonna ask, what are the hours of operations when you have the carry-out?
Carryout would be from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m.
9 p.m., okay.
Any other discussion?
If I may, I know there's a variance that you're planning on requiring for the parking. So with the gas station parking and the carry-out parking, people who might be pulling up, do you think it'll be enough to suffice everything?
I do think it would be enough. So there's a study, a national study that was conducted back in 2021 that said that 40% of customers that shop at gas stations actually do park at the pump and enter into the convenience stores. So I don't see a much difference from that. I will say that the existing parking spaces that we're getting rid of, which are located on the southern property line, are infrequently, if ever, used currently. Neither employees nor customers ever park there. They're just very inconveniently placed, non-code compliance probably because of the way that they're on an angle and the length of them. So I think overall it's gonna be a lot smoother. We're adding the parking on the northwest corner, closing that exit over there, which would allow for employee parking, and then open up more free spots on the eastern portion of the property line.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? To the petitioner, good evening, sir. I went by and looked at the site yesterday, and one of the things I noticed on your plan where it says the driveway to the east is, they want it widened from 20 feet in the findings from 20 feet to 28 feet. But
That's correct.
But I went over and I measured the existing driveway, back a curb to back a curb from the sidewalk. It was like 27 feet, 3 inches. So I think the reason they wanted you to widen it is to make sure you get the proper radius in the driveway.
Mhm.
So I don't know, you may have to relook at that situation and see if you'd have to change anything as far as it's concerned.
Okay.
The other thing is, it talks in the, recommendation to remove the guardrail on the east and the south property lines. I looked at that too. Well, the guardrail on the east side seems to protect the parking from the other parking lot. It's got a curb there, but it seems to protect cars from coming across. And the one on the south side seems like it protects cars from coming from the south side out there. I didn't see a curb on that one. But, talking with the planning department, we thought we could maybe amend that particular, item, and instead of removing the guardrail, maybe paint it or make it look a lot, paint it up so it looks nice, okay? The other question that I had also was, there's a vacuum cleaner at the end of that guardrail. Where is that gonna end up going?
You know, I think it'll probably remain there next to the loading zone and the dumpster we have. Looking at the property, I think the only other place it would make sense to put it would be near the parking, on the northwest corner. But I don't wanna eliminate a parking spot for, air and vac, so I imagine it would be somewhere around the same area.
Because right now, it's at the end of the south guardrail that goes across to the driveway going into the other, out to the south parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there at that corner, out in the open.
Would shifting it, deeper into the parcel, I guess, would, alleviate that, or?
Okay, all right, very good. I guess that takes care of my concerns. Do you need to do an amendment on the, number H to change it from removing the guardrail to just painting the guardrails?
Commissioner Chair, I make a motion to accept the changes to the for the guardrail.
Okay. That was a motion by Commissioner Holloway, accepted by Commissioner Maury, to accept the changes of not removing the guardrail, but painting it and making it look nice.
Sounds good.
We all in favor on that one? Okay, very good. So now we'll go to the vote on the project. That was I'm okay. That was first, a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Maury. Roll call.
Yep. Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes.
Commissioner Maury votes yes. Commissioner Hawk?
Yes.
Commissioner Chowdhury?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Bonacci?
Yes to approve.
And Commissioner Smith?
Yes to approve. Good luck with your project, sir.
Thank you all, have a great evening.
You do the same. Thank you. Our next item is item number B, and before we get into this item, I want to make a couple of announcements. If you have any comments, this is a public hearing. You can come up and speak, state your name and address for the record. You will have 3 minutes to speak. If you can not say the same thing over and over again from different people, that'd be fine, but if you feel you want to speak and say something, that's fine too. If there's any disruption in the meeting, people yelling out or clapping or anything like that, I'm gonna shut the public hearing down and we won't have anybody else speak. Okay? So I want to try to keep it orderly tonight. So go ahead and read it, Madam Secretary.
6B, site plan for New Sheets Gas Station and Convenience Store with outdoor seating located on the northeast corner of 12 Mile Road and DeQuinder Road, 2003 12 Mile Road, Section 7, James M. D. Warman / Central 12 LLC, Derek Reba / MC Development Holdings LLC, PSP 250019. Thank you.
Is the petitioner here this evening? Good evening, sir.
Good evening, members of the Planning Commission. My name is David Bruckelmeyer Rasheeds, 39300 West 12 Mile Road, Farmington Hills, Michigan. Thank you for having us here tonight. We're excited to present this project. We have been in front of you a couple of times before, so you've heard all about our award-winning brand, culture, and our amazing convenience offer, so I won't run you through that again, but I will focus on a couple of site details. One more, if you wouldn't mind. So as you've seen and was just read into the record, this is at the northeast corner of 12 and DeQuinder. You can see 1.77 developed acres, 6132 square foot convenience store and restaurant with 7 fuel pumps located on the west side along DeQuinder. There's a site plan. You can see access points off both DeQuinder and 12 Mile Road. Again, convenience located with full access around this building. We feel like we've complied with all of the site plan requirements, and I think staff is going to run you through all of those items next, but that is a brief look at the site plan. And the elevations that you see before you are almost identical to what you've seen before. High quality finishes, brick and stone veneer, architectural metal facades and things of that nature. Very good, attractive four-sided architecture that you've seen before. And just to give a little bit of perspective, this is looking southeast towards 12 Mile Road, just giving you some perspective on the site and how it's going to fit in with the surrounding area. A couple of more views, you can keep scrolling through there. Wonderful. So look at our interior, 30 indoor seats, very restaurant heavy focused in our convenience store. Really is truly a restaurant with made to order food. And with that, I'll keep it pretty simple tonight. Would be happy to take any questions you may have about the project.
Thank you, sir. Correspondence?
Correspondence, taxes, current, police. WPD does not foresee any issues with the site plan. Comcast. In response to your utility request for the above project, please refer to the attached map for the location of Comcast CATV/fiber facilities. Aerial cables are highlighted in orange for fiber and yellow for coax cable. Underground is highlighted in blue for fiber and green for coax cable. If we can be of further assistance, please feel free to contact us by email at cccutilityrequest@teamsigma.com. DTE. DTE Electric Company has received and reviewed the site plan for new Sheetz gas station and convenience store with outdoor seating. DTE Electric Company has no objection to the above requesting impacting 2003 12 Mile Road, Section 7, per the site plan provided. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me at 586-783-1978. MCDR. Macomb County Department of Roads, MCDR, has received and reviewed the enclosed preliminary plan for the above referenced site. MCDR has the following objection to proposed development at above mentioned site. Number 1, MCDR will not allow 2 entrants from DeQuinder Road, therefore remove existing approach that is close to other approach being removed. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at the phone number above, 586-463-8671. And I have a letter that I received, so I have 2 corresponding letters that I'll go ahead and read. So this is from Warren Consolidated School. This was sent on May 1st, 2025. Dear member of the City of Warren Planning Commission, I am in receipt of the correspondence from Planning Director Ron Worth dated April 11, 2025. With that correspondence, Mr. Worth enclosed plans for a new Sheetz gas station and convenience store being proposed for the northeast corner of 12 Mile and DeQuinder. This letter explains the public hearing for the proposal is set for your meeting on May 12, 2025, and it requests comments from the recipient of his letter. As the superintendent of Warren Consolidated School and on behalf of our district and stakeholders, I write to you today to object to and oppose the proposed development for the following reason. 1, proximity to our school and bus stops. Number 2, community concerns about safety as Sheetz gas station. Number 3, availability of liquor, tobacco, and vape products at these locations. The northeast corner of 12 Mile and DeQuinder Road, measured from boundary line to boundary line, is less than half a mile from Warren High School, making it readily accessible to our student population, not only in vehicles, but on foot as well. Our district also operates several bus stops for Beer Middle School and Pearl Lean Elementary, less than a mile from the proposed development. In an area that already has very heavily vehicle and pedestrian traffic, adding a large 24-hour gas station would present a challenge for our transportation fleet as well as our student drivers. We therefore believe the dangers associated with the proposal far outweigh the need for it. especially considering the proliferation of Sheetz and similar type of business throughout the immediate region, including the 2 heavily publicized Sheetz development already set to be established in the city of Warren. Communities across Michigan are pushing back against Sheetz gas station, citing not only traffic concerns but also ongoing issues with crime at their locations. While I have no doubt the company is committed to maintaining safety for their customers and employees, the fact remains these 24-hour locations across the country have become a magnet for criminal activity. Reports of assaults, armed robberies, and murders have all been documented and mentioned in local public hearings in neighboring community. Students waiting at their bus stops in their neighborhood near this gas station are the first and the foremost priority of our district. We are obligated to ensure they are safe and protected as possible from businesses that offer themselves as an attraction for individuals who will inevitably happen upon children simply by virtue of the hours of operation. Of the operations Sheetz typically request, 24 hours, although Mr. Worth's letter does not mention the actual hour being proposed. While I have not seen the formal operation plans for the Sheetz to be located at 12 Mile and DeQuinder, I am aware that other locations are open 24 hours and sell liquor, tobacco, and vape product. Warren Consolidated Schools have been active in the fight against youth vaping, including participation in a national lawsuit against Juul, and we do all we can to raise awareness about the dangers of this product. Allowing these products to be so readily available 24 hours a day, so close to one of our high school and to our bus stops and a near large neighborhood where many of our students reside is simply intended for the district to abide. Notwithstanding the concerns set forth above, we do respect and understand the city's desire to see vacant properties developed. Nevertheless, we are extremely concerned about the development of a Sheetz gas station so close to our school and bus stops. Therefore, we respectfully ask that this letter be given all due weight and considered as important part of the record you'll be creating on May 12th. Sincerely, John C. Bernia, Superintendent of Schools. With this, I have another letter that also was sent on May 9, 2025. Dear members of the Warren Planning Commission, as a parent of school-aged children and resident of Warren, I am writing to express my strong opposition to the proposed Sheetz gas station at the intersection of 12 Mile and DeQuinder. We believe this development would negatively impact our neighborhood in multiple ways and urge you to consider the broader consequences it may have on our community. First and foremost, this area is home to families, school, and small businesses. The introduction of a 24-hour gas station and convenience store poses a real risk of increased crime and late-night disturbance while jeopardizing the safety and comfort of nearby residents. Our children walk these sidewalks, ride their bikes, and wait for buses along this road. Adding more vehicle traffic and commercial activity in this corridor will only increase the risk of accidents and congestion. Environmental concerns are also top of mind. Gas stations carry the long-term risk of fuel leaks and underground contamination, particularly harmful in areas with aging infrastructure and vacant land that may already be environmentally vulnerable. This is not the kind of legacy we want to leave for future generations. Additionally, we are troubled by reports of discriminatory hiring practices associated with Sheetz, which are not in line with the values we strive to uphold in our diverse and inclusive community. We should be encouraging businesses that reflect and support our local population, not those with a history of exclusion. There are also serious quality of life issues to consider. Round-the-clock operations bring excessive lighting and noise at all hours, disrupting the peace that families in this area rely on. The character of our neighborhood is residential, not commercial, and this development will shift that balance in the wrong direction. While economic growth is important, we believe it should not come at the cost of our community's well-being. This proposal would create unfair competition for small, independent business, many of which are already struggling to compete with the large chain. Furthermore, adding another gas station to an area already saturated with them offers little benefit and put unnecessary pressure on property values, which tend to fall near fueling stations. I respectfully ask the Planning Commission to listen to the voices of local families and residents who are simply trying to preserve the safety, value, and character of their neighborhood. Please vote against the approval of this project. Thank you for your time and your commitment to our city. Sincerely, Serena Fawaz.
Thanks, Madam Secretary.
I do have one more, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
3
Go
letters. Yes. Dear members of the City of Warren Planning Commission, my name is Anne Mary Gruda. I am principal at Immaculate Conception Ukraine Catholic School in Warren. We're located at 29500 Westbrook, a few miles away from the potential Seeds gas station. After being informed about this potential plan on 12 Mile and DeQuinder Road, I am sorry to say we at the school disagree with this plan. We have traffic for our school day approaching in that direction. We have families who walk to school in this area, and we have students who walk to the MJR movie theater, Target, amongst other local businesses, during the school year and summer school for field trips. The idea that this kind of gas station would bring more traffic to the area is disheartening. Travel times for our parents would increase, which can deter from parents sending students to a private school. It is an already difficult task to attract students to a school where tuition is a financial commitment, yet making the attendance to the school more challenging is unnecessary. It will negatively impact our school community. In addition, this type of gas station, which brings about a shady crowd and increased crime in the area, is very concerning for the safety of our students, both during the school day, extracurricular activities, and families who transport by foot. As leader of this institution, I need to feel at ease and comfortable when my students are both in the building for academic learning as well as outside the school facility for other types of learnings, field trips, life skills, etc. This type of environment that is being created with this gas station is not promoting a safer environment for the school as well as general community. Finally, our school is a mere 2 blocks from the gas station. I do not want or need wandering individuals coming to the property, encroaching on the safety of our building. We have a family community of residential housing surrounding the school. I feel they watch out for our children. Individuals who will be purchasing adult body altering substances may find themselves wandering in the wrong direction and end up in the school grounds. In saying that, I hope you consider this plan. I understand you want to promote businesses in our area. However, if the business brings about additional problem in a world that already has so many, then I feel a different type of business in the area would be a better idea. Thank you for your time. Mary Ann Gruda, Immaculate Conception Ukraine Catholic Schools Principal. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation?
Before the department speaks, I'm James Dworm, and I'm the representing Central 12 LLC, the property owner. I think you moved on before I had a chance to speak. And I just wanted to let you know that I fully support the development of the Sheets store there, and my family or companies it owns have owned that property for longer than I've been alive, since 1960 or even before that. And all this time it's had a store which has sold beer, wine, alcohol, tobacco, and was for many years a 24-hour store. So that character of the property isn't going to change at all with the Sheets. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other correspondence? This is a public hearing. Oh, go ahead, Commissioner. Got carried away.
It's my turn. Okay.
Mr. Worth?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is as follows. It is recommended that the site plan for new Sheets gas station and convenience store with outdoor seating be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically, number 1, 5 copies of revised site plans must be submitted indicating the following. 1A, indicate the 30-foot wide P parking district along 12 Mile Road and DeQuinder Road on the site plan, and update the zoning information in the site data chart. 1B, sheets C4 and C5, that is site plan and paving plan, shall be used in combination as the site plan. Label C4 site plan, sheets 1 and 2, and C5 site plan, sheets 2 of 2. Okay, 1C, correct the typo for the restaurant calculation under site plan notes, change 300 square feet to 200 square feet. 1D, a note shall be provided stating all lighting on the site shall be shielded and not encroach upon abutting properties. The light fixtures, pole, and base shall be no higher than 20 feet as measured from the top of the light fixture to the bottom of the base at ground level. All glare shall be eliminated from all light fixtures. Upward directed lighting shall not be permitted. 1E, remove variances number 2 and number 3 from sheet 5, that is site plan sheet 2 of 2. These variances are not required as this site plan will not have a drive-through restaurant. 1F, the sidewalk shall be extended along the entire frontage of the south property line to DeQuinder Road, and that is the south property line of 12 Mile Road. Condition number 2, Planning Commission currently retains a performance surety bond in the amount of $7,500. In review of this file, the radii encroachment agreement with the property owner to the north was never submitted, and therefore the bond was retained. This project is listed under items 8 and 9 to be closed out and to release the bond. Rite Aid is no longer in business. Condition number 3, the used car lot office 29010 DeQuinder is encroaching into the subject property. The site plan does not include this building or notate the future of the building. However, it is noted on the site plan that the driveway approach to DeQuinder, which is how the corner business is accessed, to be removed. In the driveway's place, a note indicates a proposed pole sign. And just for everyone's note, when they requested to be removed, that's by the road commission. All right, now I'll move on with still number 3. The site plan must show the existing building with a note indicating what is proposed for it. It is the planning staff's opinion that the combination of the revoked lease and the removal of the driveway to DeQuinder and the reduced overall size of the business area will make the corner business unable to maintain the status quo. It is the planning staff's recommendation that the petitioner meet with the corner owner again and attempt to purchase the property to include this into the overall site plan design. By including this 0.48 acre piece of land with the new Sheets development, it would allow an improved corner by removing the vehicles that are currently parked in the 12-mile right-of-way and by extending the public sideway all the way to the 12-mile and DeQuinder intersection, which does not exist right now. This redesign would provide a safer environment for anyone walking, bicycling, or driving in the vicinity of this intersection. Condition number 4, the planning staff requests that the petitioner and the owner of the corner come to an agreement regarding the driveway to be removed. This driveway while the amount is very small, roughly 5 feet, is located on the corner parcel, it is strongly encouraged that a redesign of the site with this corner parcel included will make a better overall development. A proposed driveway connection shall be made with the internal vehicular circulation designed to create access for the used car lot if the property is not sold. Additionally, if the corner property remains in separate ownership, the petitioner must provide a recorded document for ingress and egress with the owner of the property abutting to the south and west. That's 29010 DeQuinder. This document must be approved in draft format for form by the city attorney prior to it being recorded at the Macomb County Register of Deeds. A copy of the document shall be provided to the planning department. Condition number 5, permits shall be required from the Macomb County Department of Roads for work in the 12-mile and DeQuinder Road right-of-ways. Number 6, the following variance may need to be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the Building Division, and the variance is a variance from the Zoning Board of Appeals to increase the wall height of the trash enclosure from 6 feet to 8 feet shall be required. And finally, condition number 7, a performance bond in the amount of $237,000 be posted according to the estimated cost of $7.9 million by the petitioner. So with that, Mr. Chair, the recommendation has been submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. This is a public hearing. We have a lady that wants to attend the meeting on Zoom. Are you ready? Okay.
You hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Pat Berneri. I've already provided my address to private chat, and the court reporter has it. I am speaking tonight just on the feasibility of another gas station being located at 12 Mile and DeQuinder. I would like to state I have never been inside a Sheetz gas station, nor have I ever seen one personally. So this is not about them in particular. This is just about the feasibility of another gas station. We currently have a gas station, a Sunoco, at 12 and DeQuinder, as well as a BP across in Madison Heights. Down the street, about a half a mile, we also have a Kroger gas station. My concerns about having another gas station there is the hours of operation. As was already stated by others, I do have concerns because during the pandemic, Meijer and Walmart and various other entities did close down the 24-hour format. Reason being staffing issues, increase in shoplifting, crime overall. Sometimes it just doesn't make it, worth it to stay open past midnight. We do have some 24-hour availability in this area. We have a 7-Eleven on DeQuinder and 11 Mile, which is a 24-hour, and we also have a 7-Eleven just north of 12 Mile in Madison Heights, which is also open 24 hours. And we do have a White Castle at the Universal Shopping Center, which is also open 24 hours. So there are some options out there if you would like to eat or partake in buying a beverage in a 24-hour establishment. My next concern is the traffic. This area of DeQuinder and 12 Mile frequently during the day backs up well past Cozy Cabin Restaurant. Today, I was at that intersection. A poor individual was trying to make a right turn out of the driveway by the bowling alley. And it took this person a while just to get led into traffic. Imagine trying to make a left turn out of there at this time of day, in the afternoon when Mott gets out, or even closer to the evening. Very difficult. I am all for having new development brought into Warren. I would love to see, in my opinion, another pharmacy. Since Rite Aid closed and CVS down the road closed, we're kind of in a pharmacy desert here. I also wouldn't mind to see something like a fresh produce stand, like Produce Palace used to be back in the day. So therein lies the problem if we have another gas station. What happens if one of these 3 gas stations doesn't make it financially and they decide to close it? Then we have the environmental challenges, as one person already indicated. It isn't what's above that we're looking at, the pumps, canopies, the buildings, that's fine, that's easy to demolish. But what about what lies below? The underground fuel storage tanks that service the station, the removal of these tanks, the cleanup of any possible contamination caused by leaks from them. It's an involved and expensive process. And this could possibly be something that might happen. It might make the site undesirable for future developments. So therein lies my dilemma. I want the tax revenue brought into the city. That corner's a little rough looking. It needs a little help. Is this the right answer for that
Good
location?
evening, ma'am. You're cutting close to your 3 minutes. You need to wrap
Okay.
up your comments.
I'm done. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak on this item? Please come down, state your name, your address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Good evening, Sharkey Haddad with the Chaldean American Chamber of Commerce. I want to be on the record to say that we are pro-competition. We love competition. We think competition is good for the economy, but we also believe in a leveled playing field. We don't believe in the $13 billion corporation competing with a mom-and-pop operation in the city of Warren. Last August, to be exact, August 19th of 2024, Mr. Commissioner, you and I both accused, or I at least accused Sheetz of coordinating a third gas station in Warren after you guys voted yes on their second gas station on 12 Mile and Mount. And they said no. You, Mr. Chairman, asked them the same question again, and the representatives of Sheetz said, no, we're not. And now they're coming to you with a third proposal for a Sheetz gas station. So they lie, they discriminate, according to the lawsuit against them by the federal government for discriminating against minorities. They already paid a fine for the lawsuit by the EPA for violating environmental regulations. And now they're coming in front of you for a third, and God knows if there's a fourth or fifth or sixth coming up in the city of Warren. City of Warren has 76 gas stations. The entire Macomb County has 280 gas stations. There's no value, there's no need for more gas stations. And as the speaker on Zoom said before me, you have plenty of gas stations that were built 50, 60 years ago. If those gas stations goes out of business because Sheetz manipulation of the market, you're going to end up with gas stations not only vacant on the above the ground, but with contaminated dirt underneath, which the taxpayer is going to end up paying to clean up the property. Madison Heights next door, despite the fact, Mr. Worth, despite the fact that Sheetz met all the requirement and checked all the boxes, their planning commission as well as the city council said, you know what, we have too many gas stations. This is not the route we want to go, and we're going to deny you. John Bernia, the superintendent of Warren Consolidated School, mentioned the safety of the students. There was no traffic study done. We asked you to require them to do a traffic study to determine the public safety is okay. And
Sir,
finally,
you need to
we
wrap
are
up your
asking to table this matter because you do not have a full board members present. So we ask you to please table it until then. There's something else called no business, and this is for the gentleman, the commissioner way to the right.
Sir, you need to wrap up your comments. Your time's about
No business is better than bad business. Thank you very much, and I hope you'll take the public concerns into consideration.
Thank you, sir. No clapping.
Hello, my name is Sam Ayad. I work in the automotive industry in Warren City. First, I want to quickly share my personal experience driving daily on 12 Mile Road. If you're driving between Van Dyke to DeQuinder and 12 Mile Road at the peak hours, which is between 7 to 9 a.m. or between 3 to 5 p.m., it can literally take you about 15 minutes for these couple of miles due to the Warren School and the Ukrainian schools. You have General Motors gates there. This intersection is very busy at these hours. So I'm really wondering how the traffic study will look like for this intersection. especially if we add the approved gas station, the Sheets one at 12 and Mound. If we add the traffic they're gonna make over there plus everything else I listed, I'm wondering how that traffic study will look like. My second point is, according to the MichiganTrafficFacts.org, there were around 70 crashes at this intersection of 12 Mile and DeQuinder between 2019 and 2023. That translates to 14 reported crashes per year. So the question here is, do we have a target that we're trying to beat, or are we trying to break crashes record in Michigan at this intersection? It is really bad. Like we work at this intersection and you can see accident once per month or something like that. I myself, an elected board member at my local church, before I take any decision or any vote, I mainly look at my congregation and vote for the best, what the best for them. I understand that Sheets comes today, they are very smart in business, they meet every single requirement for Section C zoning on paper. However, we here, everyone in this hall are here seeking your support for the community, for Warren resident and Michigan resident. Sheets are not from Michigan, they don't care about Michiganders. This committee here should care about our safety, our kids' safety and our people's safety. You have the power to say no for safety, even though they meet on paper all the requirements. My third point, as Sharkey and the other lady explained before, how many gas stations and small business we are planning to put out of business in city of Warren by keep approving Sheets gas stations? At least, if we approve this one today, there's 2 gas stations on the same intersection, will be out of business in few months. I'm not talking about the other one at 12 and Orion.
Sir, you have to wrap up your comments.
Sure. My point is, no one, as Sharkey mentioned, no one have the money to clean the environmental contamination. And these gonna be just dark spots in city of Warren and Midson Heights due to Sheets gas station. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Thank you. Greg Donahoe, 30409 Madison Avenue. Of the comments that came up here that bemoaned the sale of alcohol and tobacco at that location, I remind the Planning Commission that Rite Aid sold those very products there for years without incident. Rite Aid was a high-profile retailer that also had a reasonably high volume of traffic. That business is now gone, a loss to the community. Sheets offers to come in and offer a desirable product, a desirable service, and tax revenue for the city. They will modernize that corner, which sees a lot less traffic than it once did with the demise of Produce Palace, the related restaurant, and the Rite Aid, and start bringing business back there again that can revitalize some of the other adjacent tenants, say like Universal Mall or the Cabin Restaurant. They meet all the requirements. Failing to approve this only exposes the city to potential litigation. You need to act in the best interests of the city, but I must wonder if there's something more to this seemingly organized opposition than what's best for the city. I'm a Warren resident. I traverse that location regularly. I'm involved with St. Louis Parish, and I welcome Sheets. I'm glad they're here. I'm glad they see Warren as a desirable place to do business and to make an investment of this magnitude. So I hope, considering what was lost at that corner, the loss of revenue, the potential blight that may be there, because there's not exactly anyone lining up to take over that business, and the benefits to the community will guide your decision. Thank you for considering my comment.
Thank you, sir. Have a good evening. Does anyone else like to speak on this item?
Good evening, Nasser Siddiqui, 26200 Ford Road, Dearborn Heights. Mr. Warren Smith, that was a meeting Sharkey alluded to. You did make that comment that if this 2 was the max amount of gas stations they were going to put in, and they did say yes, that the 2 was all that he was aware of that they were going to put in, and you said that 2 was suffice at that meeting, and now here they are with a 3rd one. And you also advised them to work with the community chambers, which they did not do, or with the local community, which they did not do. Last time you made a master plan, people went around asking one word to all the residents, well, how they would describe the city of Warren. For example, how would you describe the people of Warren? And the answer was, the most commonly was diverse, great people. Blue collar was the most highly sought out feedback. When they went to the businesses to describe Warren, the number one answer was too many gas stations. And the next time they do this, they're gonna have too many gas stations and too many recreational weed dispensaries. That's the environment we are creating for the young children near the high school, where you have weed regularly available and you have alcohol readily available. Did the petitioner submit a traffic study? Did a lighting plan was submitted with the site plan? We didn't go over a site plan. He ran through it like it was a slam dunk. He had 3 slides up. We've been here plenty of times. We know what's gonna happen. And I believe a light plan is required by the city of Warren before you get prior approval. There are 90 gas stations in the city of Warren. Gas demand is going down. Electric vehicles are coming. Hybrid vehicles are here. People are driving less. And you are building more gas stations in a town that has too many gas stations. Farmington Hills, Madison Heights, Wixom, Livonia, they've all rejected the Sheetz gas stations. They don't need 24-hour gas stations. What's the logic behind building more and more gas stations on top of gas stations?
Please wrap up,
Thank you.
Wrap up your comments, sir. Thank you. Does anyone else like to speak on this? Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Christina Hines. I'm at 4817 Lashane Drive in Warren. I grew up in this city, and I still live here with my husband and our 3 kiddos. I live near 13 and Ryan, and my children go to school right over there. I drive through that intersection every single day, and it's already a really difficult intersection to go through. I know some other folks mentioned this, but it genuinely does take a long time already. And if you're trying to turn out from any of those businesses, like, that's my Target, that's my Starbucks, that's my Chase, you know, like, these are businesses that we frequent a lot, and it's already a really difficult intersection to traverse through. This is a really important part or time in our city, right? Warren has been growing. Warren is an incredible city, and I want to make sure that we are leaving a real legacy behind for our children, not just a cemetery of gas stations, which is exactly what's going to happen if we do allow these businesses to come in. These other gas stations are going to go out of business. And I've talked to a lot of the gas station owners across the city. As some of you know, I've run for office here, I'm running for office now. I talk to a lot of our local business owners, and a lot of them already do see the writing on the wall, right? That EVs are coming and that some of these gas stations are going to go under. But adding more gas stations right now and this time in our city's history is going to be even worse for coming generations. I want my children to be safe here, just like Dr. Bernia at the superintendent of the Warren Consolidated Schools. I want our children to be safe here, and I want them to be able to grow up and actually want to stay in the city. I don't want to leave them a cemetery of gas stations. So please truly consider all of the parents that are in this fight to stop the Sheetz gas stations from coming in here. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, ma'am. Does anyone else like to speak on this item?
Good evening. My name is Andrew. I'm here on behalf of Sunoco, 1950 East 12 Mile. Council members, tonight you have heard our voices, not only filled with concern, but they are filled with love. That we are here, all of us today, to express our concerns regarding the proposal. We are not here out of anger. We are here because we care.
because we want to protect what we have built together. The Sheech proposal does not just threaten property lines, it threatens our peace of mind, our children's safety, the survival of our neighborhood. We understand the appeal of the development, but we are asking you to look beyond the asphalt and the storefront. Look at the stories that you have heard tonight. We are your neighbors, we are your voters, we are the heart of this town. Please do not let a corporate deal erase the soul of this town. Say no to this proposal, not just because we are asking you to, but because deep down you know that this is not right for us. Stand with the people who call this home. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening. My name is
Good
Sylvia, 30990 DeQuinder Road. I know you guys don't really want us repeating much, so my comments tonight are mainly just towards the Sheets representatives over there, and just to bring attention to the way they've been acting towards the whole thing. Their conduct has been nothing short of disrespectful throughout this entire process. They've laughed at our concerns. They refused to meet with business owners the way you all suggested that they did at the last meeting. And they have shown an alarming lack of empathy towards everything. This isn't just about business, this isn't just about money, this is about people. And when a corporation refuses to even engage with the community and wants to move into, that tells us already a lot about how they will operate their business in the future. Like someone stated earlier, they're not from Michigan, they don't care about Michiganders, they care about their own pockets, and that is it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening. My name is Mani Rahman, 26361 Curry Avenue. I'm a longtime resident of Warren and a parent of students that attend the school surrounding the area that's proposed for Sheets gas station on 12 and DeQuinder. From my understanding, this is to be a 24-hour gas station, and it is also my understanding that it is a walkable distance from high school, a highly trafficked area during school and pickup and drop-off times. I don't like the idea of my kids being having access, for a walking distance to be able to go there. I just can't envision having something that will make the traffic situation even worse. Why do we need another gas station when there's one already on 12 and Mount? I want adequate research done before something like this goes up in my neighborhood, impacting our livelihoods. And so far, the data and statistics are on the wrong side of this establishment. I myself recently started driving a hybrid, like many others, either going fully electric or hybrid. And does that sound like more gas stations are needed? I want to know what happens to this site after 20 years when the lease expires. There are many questions to be asked and answered. Please take some time to consider the impact this will have on our community. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Does anyone else like to speak on this item? Anyone else? Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission. Need a motion.
Okay, Commissioner Chair, I make a motion to approve with discussion.
Support.
There's a motion by Commissioner Holloway, supported by Commissioner Benecki. Discussion, please.
Okay, the petitioners, thank you, sir. Good evening. As you heard quite a few comments from the residents of Warren. One thing is, I think a lot of people, I used to work at a gas station myself. As far as pollution, I think they're worried possibly about the underground storage tanks, because that's the only place I see is possible pollution. And those, if I'm not, are highly regulated by the federal government, that how the gas is stored And even if the station is closed in a few, well, if it ever is closed, that the gas has to be properly removed in, so there's no, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but it would have to be approved by Eagle and other anti-pollution companies, correct?
So yes, what you're referring to is correct. UST's underground storage tanks are now heavily regulated by Eagle. And in addition to that, we provide several levels of extra security. We do extra inspections on our tanks. We have an entire dedicated environmental team to make sure that those tanks are operating properly, that they've been installed correctly. All of those details are sorted out, and our UST system and our fuel system is state-of-the-art, so it does protect from contamination. If there is an issue going on with the tanks, there's a host of sensors and things like that that can alert us to any issues that may be going on. And we actually have gone another step, and we hire and have brought on people that are fully certified to operate and maintain the UST systems and their in-house Sheetz employees.
Okay, thank you. As far as the vapes, I know that like teenagers are now going into smoking these vape products. I mean, will you be selling those?
We do have a limited selection of things like that, but of course, for alcohol and tobacco, we follow all state and local regulations regarding sale.
And as far as, I know you have other locations throughout, not in Michigan, but other places. A lot of people are saying about the crime and stuff. Have you, I want an honest answer now. Have you noticed any increase in crime in your area in those other locations?
You know, specifically in regards to the location we have in Michigan operating right now, Romulus, I actually spoke to the police chief 6 or 7 weeks ago. He knows of no issues going on down in Romulus. You know, we really spend a lot of time to make our stores feel very safe for our customers, as well as our employees. We take that very seriously. We invest in things like a state-of-the-art security system that's monitored 24/7. We have local people on the ground that can assess any security issues that are ongoing at a store. We create relationships with local police departments. We take it very, very seriously, and it's of utmost importance.
And of course, you don't want to encourage, like during school hours, you've heard that there's a high school right near there, Warren Mott, and a few blocks away, the private school, you know, that, I know you really can't discourage student congregation, but maybe you somehow, if you can keep them not from congregating so much during school hours.
Yeah, hopefully not during school hours. Hopefully they're in school. But
Yeah.
Understand the concern. We do have a very strict no loitering policy that we can enforce, and if there's any issues ongoing,
Yeah, good.
we have a pretty good staff, and they're ready to address any issues of that nature.
And I think you did answer this I brought this up if you have the same gentleman that came for the 12 in Mound, correct? Same gentleman?
Yes, that was me.
I thought so. I thought I remembered you. That you did say Warren residents, and you're still going to keep to that, are going to be the first ones hired when this is built.
They're going to be the first ones. Can you say that one more time?
The Warren residents are going to get priority to employment at these sheets, like this one and the one that was approved at Van Dyke.
Correct. So we do have 30 to 35 jobs per location. We put up now hiring banners at the site. We do make a very good effort to hire locally. Yes.
Okay. Oh, Commissioner Chair, I conclude my
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to speak on this item?
Commissioner Chair, I know the residents brought this up multiple times. Have you considered doing a traffic study?
We have completed the traffic study. We are going to work through the Macomb County Department of Roads for our access. Something I'd like to note is we are reducing the number of cuts with this project on DeQuinder Road. So we're going to move the access points further away from the intersection, and that is going to increase the safety of that intersection.
Was this traffic study presented yet, or you don't have that in
Not
details?
yet. It was completed very recently, but the Macomb County Department of Roads will be reviewing that. We are very confident in the locations. I know that in the staff packet, it did reference that first drive on the southwest corner on DeQuinder. The Macomb County Department of Roads, yes, that access point. The Macomb County Department of Roads has said that they do not support that one, so that'll be something we work with them on, and it will most likely go away as part of this project. So there will only be one access point on 12 Mile, and then one on DeQuinder, if that's all that we can work out with the Macomb County Department of Roads.
Okay, and then one other question is, I know you heard all the residents, they didn't see the full plan. So you just, said the basic plan, you just had the slides up here. Did you think about meeting with the residents and showing them the plan?
For this particular location, it's located on a very heavily commercial corridor, and there are no direct abutting residents to this location, and that was something that was attractive about it. And we submitted a set of plans that we think are approvable through staff administratively.
I mean, with the residents here, I feel they're entitled to that. I mean, I know you showed the basics, so I feel like they should be able to see the full, plan that you have stored for this location. And like he said, that all the residents are not here at the meeting at all times, so I do feel their consideration on that.
Yeah, if there's any residents that would like to ask some questions about this plan, we'd be happy to answer them either after the meeting or some ongoing dialogue if they have any specifics. But at this point, we've submitted through staff, and we believe we've submitted an approvable set of drawings here.
I mean, I understand your concern because you're trying to get your business in the, in the city of Warren. I truly respect that, but the residents' concerns need to be addressed as well. So I think you guys need to try to work it out, see what the residents' concerns are, so you guys can be, I can't think of the word now. I'm sorry, just so you guys can be all on the same page.
Understood, thank you.
Sorry about that.
Anyone else like to speak on this?
I have a quick discussion with the commissioners. I know he just mentioned the fact that there's a traffic study that was recently done, but we haven't seen it either. So it's still with the Macomb Public Department, the county, I believe. So is there a way we can maybe postpone this till we even have a chance to review the study and make a better informed decision? Just wanted to throw that up there. I know the motion was made by Halawadi and Benaki too.
Okay, thank you.
And I do have another quick question for the petitioner. I know the other location that's gonna be going up is, so this is gonna be your what number gas station in the city of Warren?
This will be our third.
Third. So do you have the first one that you had proposed up and running at this point?
Not yet. We have closed on both properties, and we are soon to commence construction.
When is the construction gonna start?
The construction for the Van Dyke site should be started pretty imminently. And then the 12-mile site, we're still working through final engineering approval. We've got a few other permits to get, and then shortly thereafter, it should commence construction.
And this is gonna be the third one where if it goes through, you're gonna be, so all three of them being so, especially the one in 12-mile location, being so close to this one, I believe it's like 2 miles away or something. How are you planning on targeting audience, or because everyone loves to go to, if you ask me, I currently drive a gas, when I go, I'm looking at something that offers the best price. So is the plan to kind of, for me, when I'm looking at it, it does look like a saturation of the whole business. You're just coming in with all three gas stations at the same time, and it's gonna be kind of taken over, right? That's what it looks like to me at this point, but I just wanted to know how are you planning on, getting a lot of audience? Is your plan to lower the gas price a lot because you're gonna be filling a lot of the tanks at the same time, and they're all opening up around the same time? So, just wanted to know your opinion a little bit,
Sure. So we've gone so far as to perform studies to see traffic patterns, how they are, where are customers coming from and going. So looking at all three of these locations, we're very confident that traffic is appropriate for what we're looking for. So we've gone so far as to do those studies. So it's really about different traffic patterns that we're trying to capture. And again, convenience stores are that. They're convenient. We're on someone's way. Someone's not going to drive multiple miles away, up to Quinder and over to 12, to go into other location. They're going to go somewhere that they can turn right into and right out of, something on their way and convenient. And we also happen to offer, other things like food and made-to-order food, fresh things like that. And that's also going to be very attractive for the customers on their way to work and things of that nature.
with the restaurant that is inside, what is the hours gonna look like?
24/7.
That's also gonna be 24/7?
Yes, that is correct.
So also with being freshly made, so there's gonna be a cook at 24 hours where they're gonna be cooking something fresh?
That is correct. Yes, we will have someone in the kitchen 24/7. Yes, we have a minimum staff of 3, and our largest shift is 8. So we really do have a lot of people. I actually went to a location and helped them out the other day. There were 6 people in the kitchen making food. So it's a very busy restaurant.
That's all I have. I definitely wanted to bring up the traffic study for all of us to review, if that's something we can consider. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else want to speak?
Sorry, I'm not sure we can hear you.
Are you hearing me now?
There we go. Yes.
Okay. So you have submitted 2 other plans, right?
Yes, that is correct.
2 other plans, and what about the plans you have submitted for 14 Mile and Ryan? There was another plan was submitted, right?
No, I'm not aware of a location of 14 and Ryan.
The other Rite Aid? Is not Sheets?
No, this is Sheets.
Oh, 12 and Independent, okay. So this time we heard from the residents, they brought a lot of issues. Not only like businessmen, we heard from the school district too. Because like 4 or 5 schools around there. High school, middle school, charter school, and private schools too. So in the morning time and during the school hours is a very, very high traffic area. And do you have a chance to talk to the school district?
We have not had a discussion with the school district in regards to this location. Again, it's such a heavily commercial corridor with the appropriate zoning. It's a good location for the site. We're going to improve the pedestrian access on the site. We're going to improve the sidewalks and things of that nature. So I know there was a little bit of concern about pedestrian walkability, and we're going to make improvements on the sidewalks, and there's going to be a reduced number of curb cuts, which is obviously good for pedestrian access. It makes it safer. Things of that nature are going to happen with this project.
And also they mentioned from the Warren WCS school district, they mentioned about the school bus stop there.
Sure.
Yeah, few stops there, and so would like to ask you to talk to the school to see if they have any concern and how to resolve their concern too.
We'd be happy to have reach out to the school and have a discussion. Sure.
Anybody else? No. They couldn't hear you. Wait, is your mic on?
You heard me? No? Okay.
Try testing on your mic.
Yes. Testing.
Okay, you might have to speak closer.
Okay, so I'm done.
Okay. Anyone else? To the petitioner, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
When Sheets comes into a city, what kind of strategy do they have as far as where to put their gas station convenience stores? What are all the things that they look at? And what are they trying to do when they bring Sheets into like Warren? They came before us. They came on Warren and Mound, 12 and Mound. We approved that one. Then they wanted to go to Van Dyke by 13 and a half. We approved that. We figured that was going to be it. Now they've got another one. They're all within 2.5 miles of each other. So my thing is, how do you figure out where you're going to put them in relation to the area? And I know you look at different lots and stuff like that and vacant spaces and something that would fit but you look at all the surrounding, like we got the schools, we got the neighborhoods, even though they're not backed up to it, they're still in the area, they're still affected by the area. So what is Sheets' strategy on planning these stores in our area?
Sure. So when we're looking for different locations, there's a host of information that we gather about them. We do a lot of studying prior to engaging even with the property owner. We look for demographics, the amount of traffic, are there the appropriate number of households nearby that would enjoy our business? It comes down to an incredible number of details. We've also done on this location what's called a study of cannibalization study. So we've looked at this, and we feel very confident that with the amount of traffic and the amount of people and the density of people in the area of this location, that it's very supportable of our locations.
How many, okay, right now, if we approve this, there's gonna be 3 Sheetz stations. Are there gonna be any more, or no? Because before, it was just gonna be 2.
Yeah, and the last time we had a discussion, I was unaware of this location coming up. This location wasn't being looked at the time that we had our last discussion. I'm not gonna say that there won't ever be another location in Warren. At this time, I'm not aware of any other property that we're engaged in or looking at this point.
Okay. One of the concerns I have also is, are you gonna be able to maintain the quality of your foods and services with having enough employees to run a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week business? Because when you start spreading things too thin, then your employees leave, you don't get the same quality of food because, you know, you get somebody in there just half cooks and doesn't want to do what they're supposed to do. So how do you control all that?
You know, I think that really comes down to our culture. We have a great culture. It's a work hard, can-do attitude, and our operations people are amazing. They're incredible people. They work very hard, and they're good at bringing people up through that culture and teaching them. One of the great things that's going to happen here is the ability for people that hire on at the store level to go and move up into management, and they're going to get that kind of access to vertical movement in their career. They could build a career at Sheetz. In fact, one of the guys that I work with, he started out in operations. He started out as a associate at our stores, worked up to general manager, moved over to marketing, and then came into real estate. So there's upward mobility at Sheetz, and that's something that keeps our talent at Sheetz, as well as a great compensation and the benefits. So we really do make a focus on hiring the best people, and that's how we get the best service and quality.
Sir, please sit down. Sir. Is there an officer here? Can we escort this gentleman out, please? Can we escort this gentleman out, please?
You can't have him lie to us and be on record lying, and you're sitting there not questioning him. That's not fair. Give us a chance to rebut.
Excuse, please leave, sir. Thank you.
Hypocrisy at its best. That's what it is. And their employees. No business being in the chair.
Anybody else want to be escorted out? I'd like to finish this meeting. I'd like to finish saying what I'm saying. Okay, thank you. I understand your concerns. Like I say, when you start to get multiple places that are supplying the same service, there's always a weak link in it somewhere. And that's what my concern is, of a weak link of not being able to give the same 100% at each place. Now, one of the issues that I have a concern about, you came before us, like I said, with 12 a Mound. We approved that when we did the other one. So you've got 2 places that have been approved already, and we haven't seen construction on any of them yet. You know, and I think people, if you could see something, it might help make a decision, but when you're asking for all these different things and they're not seeing anything happening, then they get concerned, which that's just human nature. And as far as the traffic study, as far as my co-worker, commissioner states, everybody wants a traffic study because all the accidents and this and that and the other. Thing about it that I've noticed just watching people drive, people don't have respect or courtesy for each other. Everybody wants to be first. They run up to, they cut off people. They run up to the traffic light so they can be first. So there's no respect. So traffic is a problem, not because of the cars going through. It's a problem because the people driving the cars don't have any respect for the other people on the road. Okay. The other thing is we had talked to Sheetz about talking to the residents in the other couple of locations to express to get their comments and see what you could do to work with them, with their suggestions. Did that happen?
So we've actually spent some time with our marketing and PR team to just engage with the public at large, not just in Warren, but in Southeast Michigan. And contrary to what some of the headlines are and things of that nature, we see a lot of support for Sheetz. People are excited about having our award-winning offer, our culture, and the jobs that we bring to Southeast Michigan. So we see a lot of support at large in the communities, which is opposite of what you might see sometimes in a situation like this.
But like I said, I think the main concern with the whole situation is we're hearing a lot of talk about it, but we're not seeing any action. And the sooner we could see the action and see what you're actually been talking about, see the efficiency of it and things like that, then it would probably help break the ice and make people understand better what it's trying to do, okay?
Understood, and you did ask a question about when are we going to break ground. It does take a long time to get through the engineering and permitting process, especially here in Michigan. There's a lot of T's and I's to be crossed and dotted, but we're very close to starting construction on both of those. For instance, the Van Dyke site, we've got all of our permits in hand from both the Macomb County Department of Roads, MDOT, the City of Warren Planning and Engineering Departments, and demolition is pretty imminent of that site. So we've got a lot of things that are about to kick off. We're very excited to make these investments into the City of Warren.
Okay, well, thank you for your comments, sir, but like I say, my concern is, I think by doing all three at once, or trying to do all three at once, you're spreading yourselves kind of thin, and it's gonna take a lot of employees, good employees, to provide the quality of service that you say Sheetz gives.
Yeah, and that's something that we've, oh, sorry, I didn't.
Go ahead.
That's something, so Sheetz opens, between 50 and 60 locations a year around our operating areas. So we are very used to scaling up. We're used to hiring and training people. In fact, we've made an investment into an office here in Michigan. We have a training room. We're going to bring people in and teach them food safety and all kinds of things about Sheetz and get them ready. They go through actually 40 hours of training before an employee hits a store, before they even start to talk to a customer. So we make the investment into training. We hire the best people, and we are ready to scale at this point, which we've done before. So we're very capable of scaling our operations.
Well, you're gonna have a big job ahead of you, because like I say, trying to get people to do what they're supposed to do is difficult in this day and age. So, like I say, that's one of my concerns, that, I don't want it to fall through the cracks, get started and then fall through the cracks, because people are concerned about what's gonna happen. So I need you to take in consideration everything people have said. And if there's anything you can do to address some of their ideas, we'd appreciate it.
Understood. Thank you very much.
Okay. This is a public hearing, and we spoke with the audience and everything, but as the Planning Commission, if it meets all the ordinance standards and everything, we're obligated to approve it. But all we can do with the petitioner is have him look at the different things, take all of our suggestions and everything the people spoke about, and see what you can do to implement it. And what I would maybe possibly recommend is when you get the first one opened up, send a notice out to the people in the community that, we've opened up, come and see. A lot of people need to see, and right now they're not seeing anything. All right?
Understood.
All right, anyone else?
I do want to mention, are we able to get and look at the traffic study?
Excuse me.
So if the commissioners who did make the motion, which is Halawadi and Commissioner Benecke, are we able to postpone that and look at the traffic study? What is it all the commission thinks? I would want to do that.
With due respect to my fellow commissioners, at this time, I don't feel a traffic study, because with GM already being there, and Universal Mall, and Target, and everything around there, I personally don't see how that's gonna, a gas station, a decent-sized gas station and a restaurant, is gonna increase traffic any more than what's already in that intersection, because a lot of people also use 12 Mile to go up to I-75. Use that to go to 75, because I have done that. And I have gotten caught in that intersection.
Excuse me. There is no audience participation at this point in the meeting. If you have something to say and you can't hold it in, please step out, or we'll have you removed.
this is strictly my opinion, that, you know, and I feel I'm entitled to it, sir.
Okay. Any other commissioners have a comment on that?
My main reason,
Officer, can you find out who's blurting out and escort them out? Can you escort this lady out, please? Ma'am, the officer is going to help you out. Ma'am. Have a good evening, ma'am.
If I could note to the planning commission, we have received that letter that was written into that was read into the record from the Macomb County Department of Roads. They have taken a preliminary look at our access, and the only comment they have was to eliminate that second access point on DeQuinder, which we're willing to abide by. That's something I think that's very reasonable. So it would be one access point on DeQuinder and one on 12 Mile Road, and knowing that we're moving them back further away from the intersection, improving the safety, along with the traffic study that we've had and taken a look at, we're very confident in the safety of this access to this location.
All right. Thank you, sir. What do you think about it, Commissioner Roy?
because of the fact that this traffic study has already been done, according to what you had mentioned, and it's already done, I think it's waiting for it to have a final review. I am definitely, I would love to see that before we make a decision, but definitely the motion has been made, so whatever the commission decides, I will be okay.
Anyone else want to comment on it? Do you want to do a motion, a vote on whether to do the traffic study or not?
Yes, I am for a traffic study.
Okay. Who's for the traffic study?
Yes, we'd like to see the traffic study.
I would definitely like to see the
Before we
traffic.
make the decision, yes.
Yeah.
I would definitely like to see one too. Yeah.
With due respect, and so we're going to take a new vote to have a traffic study done first before approving?
It's already been done, so it's gonna get presented.
But I made a motion to approve this.
Right.
Yes,
So,
He made a motion to approve it,
so
and it was
if,
supported, so. And like I say, I don't really see where the traffic study is that important,
mhm.
because they've eliminated the one driveway. And like I say, it's not the traffic, it's the people. And now, you're gonna have more traffic now anyway, because of the construction on 696, but people are taking more 12 miles because they can't get on the freeway. So that's an issue also at this point in time. So, doing a traffic study, I mean,
it's done. So
It's
that's,
done.
yeah.
It's done.
So I think if we
So,
review it,
we
then,
can still review it.
Yeah.
But we can still approve it and still review it.
then we won't,
Can we?
Excuse me,
Excuse
excuse me. Excuse me. If I hear another outburst, we're just gonna take our vote and call it a day. Okay?
so if we wanna see the traffic study, because if we vote, it's either gonna be yes or no, right? So I would wanna make an informed decision on my side by looking at the study and then make that decision. Because at this point, I might be, I'm not saying I might be leaning toward a no, right? So I think a traffic study before I make that decision would be something that I would consider.
Okay. Ms. Voorhees, traffic study, yes?
Yes, same
Yes.
thing.
Mr. Hart, yes? No. Well, that's 3 against 3, because I say no too. So we got 3 against 3. So let me talk to the city attorney.
If there's a motion to approve on the floor.
There's a motion to approve on the floor.
It should be heard first. If there's a motion to postpone, unless there's a change to motion to postpone.
Okay. But if we make the motion, go ahead.
There's a motion to approve on the table. If there's a change to motion to postpone.
So I'm aware of what we're voting for. Are we voting for to table it till we get the traffic study? Or what are we
There
voting?
would have to be a motion to postpone,
To postpone,
to postpone,
till we get the
yes.
traffic study.
But we don't have it in a majority. We got
Well,
3
you
to
didn't,
3.
there wasn't a motion to put on the table. Yes.
But we've already voted on the motion. We made the motion to approve it.
There's a motion to approve, but if there's a motion to postpone, it would have to be made and seconded. The motion to postpone.
I would like to make a motion to postpone until we review the traffic study.
Okay. Excuse me. I said no clapping. Do we have a second?
Support Commissioner Chowdhury.
Yes, I support it.
Okay. That was a motion by Commissioner Maury, supported by Commissioner Chowdhury to postpone it, wait for a traffic study.
I'm sorry, there would have to,
Hold on.
if I may, if I may, to be clear.
Mr. Worth has
Okay, you're gonna postpone it, correct?
We're gonna
It's 3
take
to
a vote.
3. 3 want to postpone it, and 3 don't want to postpone it. Because 3 feel we need a traffic study, 3 don't feel we need a traffic study. So we don't have a majority on whether to
So
postpone it or
you've
not.
taken a vote, right?
Yes.
No, we did not
No?
take a
No,
vote.
Not
no,
yet, but
no,
we've
a
gotten-
motion to postpone, there's not been a vote on a motion to postpone.
Okay,
Right.
we need a vote. If it goes 3-3 or less than 5, then this gets postponed. So, I'd appreciate if there's some kind of vote and direction on what you want. As far as a traffic study, I know nothing about this traffic study, by the way, nothing. So I'd like to, you know, if you want a traffic study, then certainly we should get what he's done to make sure that it's valid. Because we've asked for one, if you could just hold it down. All right, so anyway, I have not seen a traffic study, did you still want, the petitioner to have a meeting of some sort with the public, like some open meeting or not? Is that part of it or not? But, the main thing is I wanna set a date for when this would come back, assuming it's gonna be postponed.
Well, it's gonna be postponed because it's 3 to 3, so it's gotta be postponed, no, anywhere or the other.
Well, you haven't, is that,
We didn't vote.
Forgive me, Mr. Chair. The vote would have to be on the record.
on the record?
Okay, okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Maury, supported by Commissioner Chowdhury, to postpone. Roll call.
Commissioner Maury, I'm gonna vote yes. Commissioner Chowdhury?
Yes.
Commissioner Halawadi?
To which date?
We
We're
didn't set a
gonna
date
figure out
yet.
afterward.
It's confused.
I'm confused too a little bit.
We didn't set a date.
Shouldn't we, to our attorney, don't we have to set a date?
Yes, a postpone has to be either to a date certain or upon completion of an item.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
typically, this commission always postpones to a date certain.
Yes.
Okay, but, Mr. Worth? Normally you would postpone to the next meeting, but I know our next meeting's kind of full, so what date could we go to?
That'd be June 16th.
June 16th?
Yep.
Okay, there was a motion to postpone
To June
to
16th.
June 16th, supported by Commissioner Chowdhury.
Yeah.
Commissioner Hulk?
Yes.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes, to postpone to June 16th, so we could have possibly a full board and then get that traffic study.
Commissioner
So everybody
Benecki?
would be satisfied.
Commissioner Benecki?
Yes to postpone.
And Commissioner Smith?
Yes, to postpone to June 16th to allow for the traffic study.
Thank you.
And sir, if I may say, if you could arrange a meeting with some of the residents, to kind of go over what you're talking about, because I know there are a lot of issues. And, you know, I did some investigating on my own today, and there's some things I was concerned about, okay? So, being they don't have anything to see, it makes it a lot difficult to accept, okay? So, like I said, even when you decide to get the first one open, I would try to invite them all to come and just see what it's all about.
Very good, thank you.
All right, so we postpone this to June 16th. Thank you. Let's take the five-minute recess. Make a motion for a 5-minute recess.
I make a
Support.
motion for a recess for
Chowdhury.
5 minutes.
Commissioner Chowdhury, support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we're getting ready to convene again.
Please forgive me. I gotta go get in there. You might be okay. You might be. I don't think so, no.
That's fine. Do what you have to do.
Well, after the public hearings, you really don't need me.
We always need you. All right. Good evening, everyone. We're going to resume our meeting. Thank you for your patience. Item number 6C.
Item number 6C, site plan for auto repair shop, parking lot expansion, and open storage of repair vehicles located on the southwest corner of Groesbeck Highway and 9 Mile Road, 22755 Groesbeck Highway, Section 35, Joseph Triangle, JNT Investment, PSP 250017. Thank you.
Thank you. Is the petitioner here? Good evening, sir.
Joseph Tringali, and my son Joe, another Joseph Tringali.
All right.
I've got two. So
Can you tell us a little bit about your project?
Well, my son.
So, we're seeking approval from you guys for our site plan application in order to get approved for outdoor, in order to get approved for outdoor storage, and for parking lot expansion.
All right. Thank you, sir. Correspondence?
Correspondence. Taxes current fire. In response to your request to review site plan for PSP 250017, the Warren Fire Department sees no issues with this site plan. Police. WPD does not foresee any issues with the site plan. AT&T. AT&T does not object to the proposal. We do have facilities in the area and serving the existing building. Should any issues arise, please advise the petitioner to contact Joe Sikrowski, JS3649 at att.com, 586-764-8261. DTE. DTE Electric Company has received and reviewed the site plan for auto repair shop, parking lot expansion, open storage of repair vehicles. DTE Electric Company has no objection to the above, requesting impacting 22755 Groesbeck Highway, Section 35, per the site plan provided. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me at 586-783-1978. Comcast. In response to your utility request for the above project, please refer to the attached map for the location of Comcast CATV/fiber facilities. Aerial cables are highlighted in orange for fiber and yellow for coax cable. Underground is highlighted in blue for fiber and green for coax cable. If we can be of further assistance, please feel free to contact us by email at cccutilityrequest@teamsigma.com. MDOT. The applicant's project is in MDOT's ROW, so it will require a permit from MDOT. MCPWO. The Macomb County Public Works Office, MCPWO, has reviewed the site plan for the project referenced above and has determined the site disturbance is under 1 acre and the detention basin outlets to a City of Warren-owned storm sewer. Therefore, we offer no objection. Should the City of Warren require a no objection letter from this office, please reach out to me at welski@jonick@macombgov.org or 586-469-5961. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is as follows. It is recommended that the site plan for an auto repair shop, parking lot expansion, and open storage of vehicles be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically. Number 1, 5 copies of revised site plans must be submitted indicating the following. 1A, a small pie-shaped piece of the building is located in the 50-foot front setback area along 9 Mile Road. The piece of building shall be indicated as legal non-conforming on the plan. 1B, a note shall be provided stating the sign appears to be located on the north property line, that is 9 Mile Road. The sign shall be relocated to the location required by the Zoning Board of Appeals on February 8th, 1978, and indicated on the plan. 1C, concrete parking bumper curbs shall be provided and located 5 feet from the north 9-mile road and east Groesbeck Highway property lines. Indicate this change on the plan, on the site plan. 1D, the open storage areas shall be labeled A through D on the site plan. Also, a variance shall be required for a waiver of the setback requirement for all areas and an increased amount of storage area amounting to 4,444 square feet. 1E, access would be provided via one existing driveway to 9 Mile and one existing driveway to Groesbeck Highway. 2 driveways closest to the corner of 9 Mile and Groesbeck Highway shall be closed and constructed with concrete curbing and landscape materials according to city and MDOT requirements. 1F, the existing sidewalk and ADA ramps located at the intersection of 9 Mile and Groesbeck shall be provided on the plan. 1G, a trash enclosure must be provided on the site with the following note stating a trash enclosure measuring a minimum 10 foot by 10 foot shall be constructed of 6 foot high brick embossed poured concrete walls with 45-degree angle cap, have screen gates, and be placed upon a minimum 10 foot by 18 foot concrete pad that provides an 8 foot wide apron. Masonry block shall not be used as a construction material. 1H, the sign shall be relocated so that the leading edge of the sign is located 3 feet from the front property lines along 9 Mile and Groesbeck Highway and indicated on the plan. Condition number 2, 2 copies of landscape plans must be submitted indicating the following. That is 2A, the sidewalks shall be clearly indicated on the plan. 2B, the hard surface area located between the sidewalk and the street curb along Groesbeck Highway shall be removed and replaced with grass and 2 deciduous trees, spaced 35 feet apart, shall be planted in the area. 2C, indicate the existing deciduous tree located between the sidewalk and street curb along 9 Mile Road and add another deciduous tree located 35 feet west of the tree and place it on the plan. 2D, access would be provided via one existing driveway to 9 Mile, one to Groesbeck. It looks like we have repeated number D. So I'm going to take that. Actually, the reason that's there is that when you remove the hard surfacing, the focus was you got to put in some concrete curbing and you've got to have landscaping materials. That's why that's in there. Condition number 3, the following variances shall be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals. 3A, for maneuvering lanes that do not meet the required 20-foot or 22-foot width minimums as indicated behind the building. 3B, for outdoor storage exceeding 1/2 of the square footage of the building amounting to 4,544 square feet. And finally, number 4, a performance bond in the amount of $30 was posted based on the estimated cost of $1,000 by the petitioner. Note, the planning staff estimates the cost for the additional improvements will raise the performance bond to be posted, lower from $3,000 to $1,000. And so with that, Mr. Chair, the recommendation is submitted.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak on this item, please come up, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission.
Commissioner Chair, I make a motion to approve with discussion.
Supported.
There's a motion by Commissioner Holowati, supported by Commissioner Hawk. Discussion?
Okay, to the petitioner? Good evening. Thank you for being patient.
Thank you.
Okay, couple of quick questions. First off, do you have any problems with the planning director's recommendations to your site plan?
Well, I just think it's kind of severe, you know, all the changes that he wants us to do. It was my intentions to buy this location just to keep it a mechanic shop that it's been for 50 years. I own a car lot now on Van Dyke, and I also own another one on 9 Mile in East Point. So this mechanic shop in the middle was perfect for me. But I was here probably 3 months ago, and I wanted to turn that into a car lot. And they gave me a laundry list like they just did now of things that I need to do. And, you know, it's just tough for me to swallow, that's all. The sign that's been there for 50 years, they want me to relocate it. I just don't get it. I mean, if we have to do it, we have to do it, but, you know, it's not a cheap fix, is what they're asking me to do.
Understood. You have to understand, we do have certain regulations that, you know, he has to follow.
Right.
You know, that previous owner may not have known about or wasn't aware of it, why it wasn't brought from the previous owner.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, and where you say you want them, because I go by that intersection all the time, 9 and Groesbeck. I don't live far from there, actually. Where do you plan on storing the additional cars? I mean, you have the building triangular on the lot, it looks like, according to my pictures, and you already have quite a few cars on the lot stored. So you have, you know, and you have the factory behind you.
Right.
You know, that's.
See the cement area between the factory and my building?
Trying to look at the pictures that were given.
You can't really
You
tell.
have, because I see that sign, according to pictures, I know they're relatively new, but the sign that's on the intersection 9 and Groesbeck is, I don't know if you've.
It's
the
behind
display is gone.
It's
I don't know
behind
if you've had that repaired or not.
But I think the sign they said is like 6 inches out of whack, if I'm not mistaken. And the sign is in that corner, right there.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I see that, yeah,
I
because.
mean, it's been there for years.
And you said that was there from the previous owner?
Yes.
Trying to see if we could come up with a compromise here, possibly. I could see why that would be a hardship. The signs are not cheap either.
No.
And is that the only?
To relocate the signs probably cost me, I don't know, 20,000 or more.
That is.
I
And
mean,
is
when I-
that your,
when
and
I
is
first-
that your only really objection to the recommendations? To this, is the si,
I'm not
maybe
too-
movement of the sign?
What about the grass? The grass is another one, you know, but, you know, I'm on the corner of 9 Mile and Groesbeck. There's not much residence in that area.
No.
It's just, like right there, I believe he wants me to put a berm where that arrow is there, according to what the city is telling me. I don't know. I mean, when I first took over that corner, it was a disaster. I don't know if any of you lived in that area and seen how it was.
I have.
Well, it was
You
terrible.
have done a great job, but still quite a few cars there now, too.
Well, see, these cars that are on that lot are going to I buy from Hamilton Chevrolet, I buy from Friendly Chrysler Jeep, I buy from Van Dyke Dodge, I buy cars from them, and I bring them to my mechanic shop. We fix them, and then we issue them to the different dealerships that are in the area.
Okay.
That was the purpose of me buying this property.
Oh, okay.
But now it's turned into, you know, a very expensive project, yeah.
Okay, I conclude my questions, Chair.
Anyone else want to comment? To the petitioner, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I went by and looked at the site, and I got a lot of questions. On the back side, next to the building behind you, it's supposed to be like the drive to go through there, and
Yes.
you've got vehicles parked in there up
Yes.
against the building, okay?
Yes.
Your vehicles aren't any particular arranged portion on this property.
Right.
As far as the sign goes, if you don't want to replace the sign, what you might be able to do is shorten the width of the sign and use the same sign. Just shorten, make it a narrower sign, so you're within the boundary instead of taking the whole sign down.
What?
The other thing is, there's a used oil tank sitting out in front, and I imagine that when you change oil on vehicles, you put your oil in that tank.
Correct.
How often does someone come and pump it out?
Well, whenever it's full, we have no regular, probably once a month, I'm guessing.
Okay.
But they are, as soon as I make a phone call, when it gets full, that was a fly, I didn't want to think. When it gets, like 3/4 full, we call them and they come immediately and they suck out the oil that's in that drum.
So.
And
you-
that drum's been there for years.
It looks like it has. I've seen them before.
Yeah. But it's secure, it doesn't leak.
The other thing
It
is.
works.
There are a few pallets laying around. I couldn't see inside the fence where you get the area fenced in to see what kind of organization was in that. But the whole lot itself kind of needs to be kind of reorganized again a little bit.
Okay.
You say you bring cars in from Hamilton Chevrolet and you repair them and then you send them out where they need to go.
Yes.
How long are these cars staying there before they get repaired and shipped out
Depends
again?
on what has to be done. Like those cars that you see in that back part there,
Yeah,
those cars were towed in, they need engines. So that's a major, we try to get the brake jobs in and out, the easier jobs in and out. The brakes, the engines, we probably do like once a week. We'll have to push that car or tow it into the garage area. But that's why those cars are there.
okay. The two vans sitting off to the right on the
Right.
west side, what's going on with those? Because those are like in the right of way.
One of them is a parts truck where, let's say we do wheel bearings and stuff, the metal that comes off them wheel bearings, we store in one of those red trucks. And then we take it to the junkyard, probably every 2 weeks, once it gets full. Rather than, have the material laying around. But behind that fence, you see where the red trucks are on those, can you see it on your
Yes,
monitor?
yes.
That area, when I first purchased it, was all broken down trucks back there, cars, broken down cars, weeds, trees. I cleaned all that out and I poured concrete back there. And I cleaned it up. It was nasty. I mean, there was rodents and it was a mess. There was cars that were stick back there probably years. And I cleaned all that out and put cement. I mean, I really fixed that corner up good.
So
As
what's,
far as I'm concerned.
so what's in there now?
There's some cars that need to be fixed that are in there, but they're not, they're neat. And they're not just thrown in there with flat tires and broken down, cars. They're cars that are gonna be worked on. Waiting for parts, there's a lot of things happen in this business.
I understand that, but, we're looking at the area. Like I say, it's been there quite a few years. It does need some housekeeping done over there.
If you would've seen it before I took this building over, you would say I did a remarkable job, believe me.
Well, I appreciate anything
Well,
you've done, but I think there needs to be a little bit more done also. Okay. Mr. Work, can you come up a minute, please? On the bumper curbs that he's got in there, I mean, some of the vehicles are hanging over the bumpers at the sidewalk there. Those are supposed to be 5 feet.
No, they shouldn't be.
They shouldn't be.
No, the bumper, we're talking about the bumper curbs that we asked them to put in.
Yeah.
They'll be set back 5 feet from the property line. So when they park a car up there, either rear or front, it will overhang the bumper curb by about 2.5 feet, so it'll never get to the sidewalk.
Okay. I know on the Groesbeck
That's
side.
instead of, excuse me, that's instead of asking the petitioner to put in concrete curb and gutter.
Okay. So this is, the picture here is what I'm talking about. But he's got the vehicles that are right here close to the sidewalk.
Well, those are in the wrong location. They need to be put farther away from there. There are some I can see that are, but look, there's an exact location where the bumper curbs are supposed to be located according to the zoning ordinance. And that is set back for each vehicle 5 feet from the property line. So you gotta locate the property line, set the bumper curb 5 feet away from that for each parking space, and you're good. See, now he's marking it with the blue mark. It sets back, see? So it keeps your vehicle away from there, and someone's walking with a bike or something doesn't run into it, ideally. Yeah, that's what those are there for. Mr. Chair, do you understand?
Yes, thank you, sir, appreciate that.
Okay.
Sir, another thing too, the area between the sidewalk and the curb has got concrete or asphalt or something in it. That has to be taken out and replaced with grass and a couple trees. Do you understand that? Yes, sir, I'm talking to you.
I do understand it, but I don't agree with it, but I do understand it.
Well, I know you don't agree with a lot of things.
It's
and-
not a lot of things I don't agree with, but that I don't.
Well,
If it needs to be, it needs to be, for God's sake.
we would like it to be. How's that? Okay.
I get it.
We'd like it to be. We're trying to make things look nice in the city, and we're trying to add more greenery because we need green plants and stuff for oxygen so we can breathe. So we start taking a lot of stuff out and making concrete, then you're deleting that purpose. But there are some things that need to be done. You might consider if you can find a way to shorten the sign and then just redo the sign.
I'd like to talk about that.
Oh, Mr. Worth, you want to come and talk on that?
Okay, we looked at the survey real close. It looks like the sign is located in the 9 Mile Road right-of-way. It never got placed where the Zoning Board of Appeals said to place it. That's the law. So back in 1978, they said exactly where it should be constructed. Never got that way. So now you've got a sign that's out in the right-of-way. Although it may not seem like it, I think it is. So you can't, the planning commission can't say, well, you can put it here, or you can put it there, or anything like that. You might suggest that, but in order to get it adjusted, then you'll have to go back to the Zoning Board of Appeals and, I don't know, beg forgiveness and move it. You gotta move it out of the right-of-way first off. Maybe they'll let you move it over just a couple feet. But we said in here, in 2 different separate places, exactly where it's supposed to be located according to their, their rule. So we can't do anything except go back to the Zoning Board of Appeals and ask for a change some way.
Okay.
And someone will have to make that determination, or I can help them make a determination in my office or something, or with their surveyor.
All right.
What might work, or whatever. But I want you to know that. It's in the Zoning Board of Appeals' hands, not the Planning Commission.
Sir, do you need some time to go over these things that need to be done? You need to get with Mr. Worth and just kind of figure out what you can work out to correct some of these things that need to be done?
Yes.
Okay. You want to maybe postpone this to the 16th? Because that would give you time?
What would happen if I just removed the sign? Would that be a possibility?
Well, you can do that, but you still got other issues on the lot that have to be corrected,
Well,
addressed.
I don't think that's gonna change anything. I can see that it's not gonna change, and I'll just go ahead and have to do it. I have no other choice. I can see putting I'll put those curbs in, probably next week if I can get them there. But the grass and that kind of stuff, that's gonna take some time.
Well, the curb and the curb for the street and the sidewalk is already there. It's got you just have to dig that out and put some dirt in there, and you can put grass in there. It's not like you're digging up a whole lot of stuff. 'Cause it's got like concrete.
The cement doesn't have to be removed?
Well, in order to get grass, you would, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's inside the area that we're talking about.
I'm confused.
See where the grass is on the Groesbeck side is? That little oval section there?
That's all cement now.
I know, it needs to be grass.
Right.
With a couple of trees in there.
Okay.
So that would have to be taken out and put a couple of trees in there,
All right.
okay?
Yes, sir.
So there are some things that you can do with the bumpers and things, move those in. My concern is, once you do all that, will you still have that kind of parking in the area with the vehicles you have in there?
I didn't misunderstood what you said.
Once we put things where they're supposed to be,
Right.
is that gonna eliminate the number of cars you can have in there? Because right now, they're kinda all over the place.
It's gonna shorten, I'm not gonna be able to put as many cars in the lot.
Right. But you have other places where you can put them until you need to work on them and take them back, right?
Yes.
So you could correct that problem pretty
Yes.
easy. Okay. Do you want some time to speak with Mr. Worth again on what possibilities you can do?
I don't think so.
No?
There's nothing really to speak of now.
So then,
I already got a price from the sign company. Just to move the sign is gonna cost me like $25,000. Because the
Okay.
poles, you can't just move the top section.
okay,
So I think my best bet is just to remove the whole sign.
okay. That's the
So
best bet, then that
there's
may be what
nothing
you need
else,
to do.
I don't think there's
And
anything else.
you agree with everything else that he's worked on?
Yes.
And like I said, the vehicles that are parked up against the building behind you, you know they can't be there.
Behind. Oh, in the alley, yes.
Yeah, that has to be opened up,
Right.
okay?
Okay.
If you agree with everything that needs to be done and you wanna remove the sign, then I guess that we can make a decision.
What length of time do I have for the bumpers is not a big deal, but the grass in that area, it's not a cheap fix, and I need to get some money together to get that done. How much time do I have?
Usually when we do an approval like this, correct me if I'm wrong, you get 2 years to do it,
Oh, okay,
okay?
yes,
You got 2 years to
Thank
do
you.
everything that needs to be done,
thank you.
okay?
Mhm.
That'll work?
Yes.
All right, sir. That was the motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Hawk. Roll call.
Commissioner Halawadi,
Yes.
Commissioner Hawk,
Yes.
Commissioner Chowdhury,
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Mori votes yes, Commissioner Menaki,
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes to approve. Good luck with your project and
Thank
hope
you.
everything works out for you.
I'm gonna give the last guy that was here one of my cards. Maybe we can put that, one of those gas stations there. Get rid of the mechanic shop. You guys have a blessed day.
Thank you,
You have a
guys.
blessed day also. Thank you. Next item, 6D.
Site plan for open storage of trucks and trailers located on the east side of Shaner Road, approximately 600 feet north of 9 Mile Road, 23170 Shaner Road, Section 25, Travel LLC, Ramona Xeen, PSP 250014. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you for your patience this evening. I know it's been a hectic evening.
I understand, and you guys deserve a lot of credit for being patient when people in the audience are not being polite, so.
Thank you, thank you.
My name is Becky Klein. I'm with PEA Group, 58105 Van Dyke Avenue in Washington Township. Here on behalf of the owner, Ramona Cian. Our purpose for being here this evening was actually to apply for a variance for outdoor storage, so that the tenant can get a certificate of occupancy for their business that they want to move in there. So I know the planner has a laundry list of items that they want us to adhere to bring the site into compliance. So I do have some questions on those after Mr. Worth has had a chance to read those into the record.
Thank you, ma'am. Correspondence?
Correspondence, taxes, current, fire. In regard to the site, to the site plan for PSP 250014, the Warren Fire Department sees no issues with the proposed plan. Police, WPD does not foresee any issue with the site plan. Water, this project does not present any issues with the water department. AT&T does not object to the proposed storage plan. We do have facilities in the area, but they are not expected to be affected. MCPWO, the Macomb County Public Works Office, MCPWO, has reviewed the site plan for the project referenced above and has determined that the site is located within the Shaner Relief Drainage District. The Shaner Relief drain lead exists and is located at the RO right-of-way property line. Any stormwater discharge to the Shaner Relief Drain will require a MCPWO stormwater review and approval. Any stormwater discharge to the Roseberry Street stormwater system is under the City of Warren's jurisdiction and would require their approval. Any site disturbance over 1 acre will require the proposed site to conform with the MCPWO's procedures and design standards manual for stormwater management, reviewed March 31st, 2024. Review Section V for stormwater detention and drain easement requirements. Prior to the site plan approval, it is highly recommended that the design consultant and landowner schedule an engineering meeting with this office to discuss how our standards may apply by contacting Heather Moran at heather.moran@macombgov.org or 586-307-8280. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendations.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is as follows. It is recommended that the site plan for open storage of trucks and trailers be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically, number 1, 5 copies of revised site plans must be submitted indicating the following. 1A, label the small open storage area 1, provide the dimensions of the area on the plan. 1B, the items to be stored in open storage area number 1 shall be indicated on the plan. 1C, label the large open storage area 2, provide the dimensions of the area on the plan. 1D, the items to be stored in open storage area number 2 shall be indicated on the plan. 1E, Roseberry Avenue is considered a second or part of this double-fronted property. It is required that the open storage area number 2 be set back 75 feet from the east property line. That's Roseberry Avenue. Also, this storage area shall be screened from the public street, that's Roseberry Ave, by providing slats along the entire frontage, slats in the existing fence, along the entire frontage of Roseberry Avenue. 1F, update the parking calculation on the site plan for the office use to 1 parking space for each 200 square feet of gross floor area. 1G, a variance was approved by the Zoning Board of Appeals on January 29th, 1975 to waive 2,500 square feet of off-street parking. This roughly equates to 8 parking spaces by current standards. Therefore, no new variance is required. Add this information to the site plan. 1H, a note shall be provided stating all lighting on the site shall be shielded and not encroach upon abutting properties. The light fixtures, pole, and base shall be no higher than 20 feet from the ground level. All glare shall be eliminated from all light fixtures. upward directed lighting shall not be permitted. 1I, indicate all existing and proposed lighting on the plan. That's light poles, lighting. 1J, the north driveway approach with direct access to the overhead door of the building shall be constructed per City of Warren engineering standards. The gravel and broken concrete shall be repaired or reconstructed or removed and replaced. Okay, 1K, there's a modification of this statement. The gate in the fence along Roseberry Avenue shall be identified on the plan. The rest of that sentence, I'll read it. A driveway extension to Roseberry Avenue shall be constructed and indicated on the plan. That shall be removed. Okay, 1L, that entire statement there shall be removed. 1M, provide additional landscaping in the grass area in front of the warehouse. Plant small deciduous shrubs such as meadowsweet or shrubbery cinquefoil. Additional screening is needed to screen the proposed open storage from Shana Road. Condition, or rather 1N, that is to be removed. 1O, a trash enclosure must be provided on the site with the following note stating a trash enclosure measuring a minimum 10 feet by 10 feet shall be constructed of 6-foot high brick embossed poured concrete walls, 45-degree angle cap, have screen gates, and be placed on a minimum 10-foot by 18-foot concrete pad that provides an 8-foot wide apron. Masonry block shall not be used as a construction material. Okay, now we go to condition 2. The petitioner must provide a recorded document for ingress and egress and shared driveway with the owner of the property abutting to the north. If this is to remain, that particular driveway. This document must be approved in draft format for form by the city attorney prior to it being recorded at the Macomb County Register of Deeds. A copy of the document shall be provided to the planning department. Condition number 3, Roseberry Avenue between Stevens Ave and 9 Mile Road is considered an industrial use type roadway. If the public service director determines that sidewalk is required in the future along the frontage, the owner of the property shall be responsible for the construction. Condition number 4, the following variances may need to be obtained by from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the Building Division, and that would be 4A, to allow 20,158 square feet of open storage area. 4B, to allow open storage to the front property line along Roseberry Avenue. Condition number 5, a performance bond, the amount of $0 be posted according to the estimated cost of 0 by the petitioner. There is a note, the planning staff believes that the proposed bond amount is too low, doesn't get any lower, given the fact that the driveways are in need of repair. Additional landscaping and fence screening are part of the improvements. Planning staff estimates the cost for the additional improvements will raise the performance bond to be posted at $1,000. So with that, Mr. Chair, the recommendation is submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This is a public hearing. If there's anyone like to come up and speak on this item, please come up, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission.
Mr. Chair, make a motion to approve with discussion.
Support Commissioner Chowdhury.
That was a motion made by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Chowdhury. Discussion.
Okay, to the petitioner. Once again, thank you for your patience and thank you for your kind words before you came up.
Yeah. No, absolutely, I mean it. It's a hard business to volunteer for a position like yours. I've done it in my own community, and I know how it feels. So
Okay.
just, sorry.
Okay, before you start, I mean, if I may have asked my question, I guess she has some you said you had some comments for Mr. Worth, I guess?
He actually covered the couple things I was going to mention, and that is that, you know, item I is actually moot because they removed the curb drops that
Right.
existed along that road when they fixed it a couple of years ago.
Right. Okay, anyways, but any other problems with any of the other recommendations from our planning department?
Yeah, just have a couple, we actually have agreement to comply with most of the asks on this list. Question actually has to do with the status of Roseberry Avenue. So currently, there is a chain link gate in the fence along that street.
Right.
Put in by a previous owner. They have no intention of using it. If we remove that gate and just put fence in there so that there's no access, do we still have to treat that road as a frontage in terms of setback? We do? Okay.
Okay.
So in that case, we would need to add a variance on to request to be able to use that 75-foot for outdoor storage.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
The second question has to do with the trash enclosure. So
All right.
I actually went on to Municode and downloaded some of the text in the ordinance, and this is right out of the code. It says containers for refuse and recycling uses shall be screened from view from any adjacent residential use or public right-of-way, excluding alleys. Screening may consist of a 6-foot-high opaque wall constructed of masonry material which matches the primary masonry of the principal structure on the site. And then it goes into, you know, no concrete blocks and a poured footing, live landscape material to provide additional screening is encouraged. That word may troubles me. In most ordinances I've read in my experience, that word would say must, but it does not. So in my brain, that means you actually have the choice, not that you're required. So can I get a clarification from the attorney on that?
Go ahead. I defer to our city attorney.
One moment just to look at it, please.
Sure.
Mr. Work, while she's looking at that, would you want to comment on it?
My first comment is she's read the ordinance quite well. Okay? All right, where it's located, it's behind the building,
And
which is
there's a wood fence
the east
that
side.
screens it.
Is there?
Yes.
Okay, and what will also screen it is gonna be that, those slats that are gonna be
Right,
put in the fence.
Right.
And so, it's not too unusual to have just that application as long as you can't see it, and that's what they have. So, I would strike that out as a requirement.
All
Instead
right.
of having to build one, they've got screening, first with a wooden fence and then with the slats that are gonna go in that fencing along Roseberry.
All right, thank you,
Okay.
sir.
So I would do that.
Thank you. So do you understand what he said, ma'am?
We do.
All right.
And that's completely acceptable, yeah. We do intend to put the slats in the fence. We do
Okay.
intend to close that gate on Roseberry, so it should be adequately screened.
That's what happens when May is used.
Yeah.
Mr. Worth, I have one question for you. She's talking about closing the fence. It's got a gate on it. They're not using it. There's no access to the street. Would they have to remove the fence and put fencing through there? Or can they just leave it?
Leave the gate, just locked.
Okay. Yeah, it is locked now.
You don't have to go to the expense.
Okay. Yeah, all right. That's even better. Thank you.
So you don't have to remove the gate? You
Okay.
just leave it locked, 'cause you can't, there's no access to the driveway to go through the gate anyway, 'cause they got
Correct.
straight
Right.
curb
There-
and gutter going
Yeah,
across
it's all,
there.
it's all curb there, so
And then
you'd be
there's
bumping
grass.
over it if you
Right.
tried to use it. so.
Exactly.
Okay, regarding the front apron, we do intend to reconstruct that as per comments. But that leads us to the item regarding the cross-access easement, which was item 2 on the list. So I believe the comments stem from the fact that at some time in the past, when they were adding pavement on this building and the one adjacent to it, they just ran asphalt right across the front and took it right across whatever little strip of lawn used to be there between the old driveway on our property and the property line. So if we cut that off at the property line and replant that with some mulch, grass, would that remove the need to get a cross-access easement signed? Because they have no intention of sharing access with that adjacent building.
Mr. Worth, could you address that? So, that driveway, the owner to the north of that doesn't use that driveway?
Not as far as we know. He's got his own driveway.
Okay.
I think it was done originally for parking. So yes, if we put a buffer in there, we're good? Okay. I think that's the only elements I had an issue with. We're good with putting in the additional landscaping as requested. We're good with putting in the privacy slats. And we can add all the other notes and dimensions that have been requested, so.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for being very thorough. I actually used to walk up and down Roseberry all the time. There used to be where 7-Eleven is, right now at 9 and Shaner. Used to be a previous gas station there. In my youth, I used to work there, so I'm very familiar with this area, and I commend you for taking and willing to improve that area that has needed improving for a long time, so I'll be definitely for this.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else have anything to say? Mr. Worth, can you come up a minute, please? Just one question for you.
Yes, sir.
On our findings on page 3, item number open storage of area 1, it says the rectangular area measuring approximately 50 by 30, containing approximately 1,432 square feet. Okay, that's close enough to approximate. But the one for open areas 2 says a regular shaped area gathering measuring approximately 145 by 250 feet, containing 18,726 square feet. Well, if we multiply the 145 times the 250, it's 36,250 square feet. So, and then in your recommendation, you're allowing 20,158 square feet for open storage. So I'm just trying to figure out how those numbers were obtained.
I guess we'll have to double check our numbers.
Okay.
I don't have any answer.
Because I kept plugging in different ways to try to see if I could get to it, and it didn't work out.
All right, so let's go, all right, page 3, what is that, like note?
Open storage area number 2,
Number
note
2, and you're asking about the calc.
the square footage, yeah.
Well, we'll check it.
Because if you
And
take the 18,726 plus the 1,500, roughly, that puts you at the 20,000.
So
That you're talking
then-
about open storage, but the numbers don't correlate right.
All right, under, you said 20,158 down here under note 3, is that right? Is that where you're looking?
Yeah, 20,158 of open storage, yes,
All right,
underneath note 4.
All right, so we'll check it over, and we'll let you know, I don't think it's gonna, the amount will change, but.
But when they do the
We'll
dimensions
correct
and
it.
everything on the plan, we'll be able to get a better idea of what size the open storage is. But with those numbers, they didn't work for me.
Okay, yeah, good.
Okay? Other than that, that's all I have to say. Anyone else have anything else to say? Okay. That was a motion by Mr. Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Chowdhury. Roll call.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes.
Commissioner Chowdhury?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Hawk?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Murray votes yes. Commissioner Benecki?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes to approve. Good luck, congratulations, and good luck with your project. And thank you for your patience.
Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
You do the same. Thank you. Item number 6E,
Site plan for open storage of semi-trucks, employee parking, and new parking lot located on the west side of Ryan Road, approximately 108 feet south of Otis Avenue, 22323 Ryan Road, Section 31, Thomas Zunica and Zunica Cement Construction, Michael Malone, Partners in Architect, PSP 250018. Thank you.
thank you. Good evening.
Good
You
evening.
want to tell us a little bit about your project?
Sure. It is a redevelopment of a formerly vacant, I believe there was a bowling alley on that site, and is being redeveloped as open storage for commercial vehicles with employee parking area as well.
All right, thank you. Correspondence?
Correspondence, Texas Current Fire. In response to the site plan for PSP 250018, the Warren Fire Department sees no issues with the project. Police, WPD does not foresee any issue with the site plan as long as the semi-trucks in the rear west parking lot do not remain running for an extended period of time due to the close proximity of the residents on Bash Street to the west. AT&T has no objection to the proposal. Comcast, in response to your utility request for the above project, please refer to the attached map for the location of Comcast CATV/fiber facilities. LU cables are highlighted in orange for fiber and yellow for coax cable. Underground is highlighted in blue for fiber and green for coax cable. If we can be of further assistance, please feel free to contact us by email at cccutilityrequest@teamsigma.com. Thank you.
Thank you. Planning Department's recommendation?
It is recommended that the site plan for a new parking lot for employee parking and open storage of semi-trucks and dump trucks be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically, number 1, 5 copies of revised site plans must be submitted indicating the following. 1A, the parking lot maneuvering lane shall be a minimum of 22 feet in width. There is sufficient room to make this adjustment to avoid the need for a variance from the Zoning Board of Appeals. 1B, the site data chart indicates 44 parking spaces. However, there are 20 parking spaces proposed. The other spaces should be listed under open storage. 1C, the site plan indicates a total of approximately 15,590 square feet of open storage. However, planning staff identified 15,724.20 square feet of proposed open storage based on the dimensions provided on the plan. Provide the total square footage for each type of storage proposed and update the total amount proposed on the site plan. 1D, a note shall be provided stating all lighting on the site shall be shielded and not encroach upon abutting properties. The light fixtures, pole, and base shall be no higher than 20 feet as measured from the top of the light fixture to the bottom of the base at ground level. All glare shall be eliminated from all light fixtures. Upward directed lighting shall not be permitted. Number 2, 2 copies of revised landscape plans must be submitted indicating the following. Instead of the 10 foot by 81 foot at-grade striped area separating the employee parking area from the semi-trucks, planning staff believes a curved landscaped island with 3 understory trees such as choke cherry or Japanese lilac spread approximately 20 feet apart would provide some screening from the right-of-way for the proposed storage, as well as provide a protected employee parking area. Number 3, the following variances may need to be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the Building Division. 3A, to allow 15,724.20 square feet of open storage. 3B, to allow open storage 43 feet from the front property line, that's Ryan Road, when 75 feet is required.
And number 4, a performance bond in the amount of $15,000 be posted according to the estimated cost of $500,000 by the petitioner. And this ends the recommendation.
Thank you, Ms. Michelle. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak on this item, please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission. Need a motion.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Murray.
Support Commissioner Benek.
That is a motion by Commissioner Moore, supported by Ms. Benecki. Any discussion?
Commissioner Chair, I just have a quick question for the petitioner. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Hi. Okay, this is going to be a storage of trucks and trailers, correct?
Pretty much semi-trucks, of course, with their trailer, you know.
Okay, are they going to be going in and out all hours of the night, or?
No, that's, we're a construction company, so they'll be just leaving in the morning and come back at, you know, by 7 o'clock, they should be back in. No, there'd be no
Okay.
in and out at night hours.
Okay, thank you. That concludes my questions.
Anyone else like to speak on this? To the petitioner. I've been by there and looked at it. It looks a lot different without the bowling alley. I like all the trees around it.
It looks
I
nice.
noticed on the retention pond in the back, I had a question for Mr. Worth, and I talked to him earlier today about the oil interceptor and the manufactured treatment equipment that's back in the back corner. Just, you can see, manufactured treatment device and the oil separator. And I guess if any oil gets, now is that all gonna be paved? Is that lot all gonna be paved?
Yes. Yeah, so what we pay, with the curb all the way around the perimeter of the parking lot.
So this oil interceptor and the manufactured treatment, the drains are gonna be tied into that before it goes into the retention basin?
Hi, Aaron Santangelo. Yeah, so it's all gonna collect in those 2 basins at the top left, and then it will be put into the interceptor. And right now, it's actually, I found a unit from one of our suppliers that's gonna bring that down from the 2 structures I showed to only 1. So it'll actually just go right into that square, larger structure, and then it'll go into the detention pond, to where it'll be emptied after 48 hours.
All right, thank you, because I had a question on that. I didn't know what the purpose of that was. And that's basically from the trucks, anything leaking from the trucks, basically? Any surface oil?
Yeah, I believe that recommendation was made from our pre-meeting with the planning department.
Okay. That's okay, I just wanted a little more understanding on it. All right, thank you, sir. Anybody else have anything? Okay, that was a motion by by Maury, supported by Commissioner Benecki. Roll call.
Yep. So Commissioner Murray votes yes. Commissioner Benecki?
Yes to approve.
Yep. Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes?
Commissioner Hawk?
Yes.
Commissioner Chowdhury?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes, approved. Thank you, sir. Good luck with your project. Looking
Thank-
forward to
thank
seeing
you.
when it's done. Have a good evening.
You too, thank you.
And thanks for your patience this evening. Item number 7, correspondence. Seeing none. Item number 8, old business.
Item number 8A, the minor modification of the Heritage Village PUD agreement located at the southwest corner of 13 Mile and Mount Road, 13-08-226-002 and 13-08-204-011, Section 8, Gaetano Guy T. Rizzo and Columbia Home Heritage LLC, PPUDMA 240001. The minor modification to the Heritage Village Planned Unit Development Agreement is to change the original development of Component E from a fourplex to a triplex condominium development, approved by the Planned Unit Development Committee on January 23, 2025. Petitioner is withdrawing their minor modification application to the PUD agreement. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. I don't think the petitioner is here this evening on that, so I need a motion. They're here? All right, come on down. Sorry about that. Didn't see you sitting over there. I saw you waving though, sorry. You want to tell us a little bit about what's going on, sir?
My name is Guy Rizzo from Columbia Homes. Oh, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Rich Mavis, I'm sorry, Hudson, from Community Engineering. I wanted to start out with just give you a quick overview of the development. This is for the turning down the we're not going to proceed forward with the threeplex building. Instead, we're going to proceed forward with the fourplex building as per the PUD as it exists.
Okay, so this one here is for withdrawing this minor modification application.
Correct.
Okay, I think there's a few, as we get down, we're gonna get into where you might wanna talk about why you're changing it up. Okay, so right now, we'll take a vote, take a motion on, withdrawing the minor modification application. Need a motion?
Motion, Commissioner Chaudhry.
Support.
Support, sorry.
Who? Maury?
Yeah, support Maury.
As a motion by Commissioner Chowdhury, support Commissioner Maury, to withdraw the petitioner's minor modification of this PUD agreement. Roll call.
Commissioner Chowdhury?
Yes.
Yes. Commissioner Maury votes yes. Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes.
Commissioner Hogg?
Yes.
Commissioner Bernanke?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes, to withdraw the minor amendment application. Item number B.
8B, minor amendment to site plan for a planned unit development, item E, fourplex component located on the southwest corner of 13 Mile and Mount Road, 13-08-226-002 and 13-08-204-011, Section A, Gaetano Guy T. Rizzo, Columbia Homes Heritage LLC, PPUM UDMA 250001. The minor amendment to the Heritage Village Planned Unit Development is to change the original development of component E from a fourplex to a triplex condominium development, postponed from March 10, 2025.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Is there any correspondence on that?
Yes.
Okay.
So correspondence is Texas current fire. The Warren Fire Department doesn't see any issues with this project. Police, WPD does not foresee any issues with the amended site plan. AT&T, I do not see any problems with the site plan for AT&T. Can you please let the petitioner know if they have any conflicts or development issue? They can contact Joe Sikrowski, JS3649 at att.com, 586-764-8261. Comcast. Comcast has facilities in the area, but no conflicts are anticipated. DTE. DTE Electric Company has no objection to the minor amendment to site plan for a planned unit development, item E, fourplex component, impacting 13 Mile and Mount Road, 13-08-226-002, and 13-08-204-011, Section A, part of the site plan provided. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me at 586-783-1978. Thank you.
Thank you. Planning Department's recommendation?
It is recommended that the minor amendment to the site plan for planned unit development, item E, fourplex component, to complete the original development with 43 fourplex condominium buildings, which is 172 units, be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically, number 1, 5 copies of revised site plans that sheets 1, 3, and 4 must be submitted indicating the following. 1A, Sheets 1, 3, and 4 will be used in combination and considered the site plan. 1B, the detailed site plan, that's sheets 3 and 4, shall be updated to include additional dimensions such as the entire building dimension and parking space widths. 1C, per the PUD agreement, all interior roadways in the fourplex component shall be measured from the back of curb. All interior roads shall have a minimum width of 24 feet, measured from the back of curb to back of curb and constructed with concrete mountable curbs. Provide a note on the detailed site plan, those are sheets 3 and 4, that the proposed curbs will be mountable. 1D, provide a note on the site plan stating trash pickup and snow removal shall be the responsibility of the condominium association. Number 2, 5 copies of revised landscape plans, that's the overall and the typical court detail plans, must be submitted indicating the following. 2A, burning bush is on the do not plant list and shall be removed from the landscape plan. Some alternative shrubs are arrowwood viburnum, serviceberry, or eastern 9-bark. B, some of the labels on the landscape plan do not match the list legend, such as AC. Additionally, the legend on the overall landscape plan and the typical court detail plan varies in the species listed in the plant list legend. Update the labels and legends on both of the landscape plans. Number 3, the 2 parcels identified as 13-08-226-002 and 13-08-204-001 must be combined into one parent parcel. An application must be submitted to the planning department requesting the approval of the combination. And number 4, when the planning commission approved the original site plan for item E on January 18th, 2005, 51, that's fourplex buildings for a total of 204 residential dwelling units were approved. Of that project, only 8 fourplex buildings, which are 32 dwelling units, were constructed, and that's the courtyards at Heritage Village, and that's a Macomb County condominium number 951. A new recorded registered master deed must be submitted for the new condominium development, which, as the plan states, will be called the Courtyard at Heritage Village 2. Changes to the existing condominium paperwork may need to be amended as the property has changed ownership since the existing condominium development. The Courtyards at Heritage Village MCCP number 951 was created. A copy of the recorded registered master deed shall be provided to the planning department. And number 5, a performance bond in the amount of $54,000 be posted according to the estimated cost of $1.8 million by the petitioner. And this ends the recommendation.
Thanks, Ms. Michelle.
You're welcome.
I need a motion to recognize this as a minor amendment.
Motion to recognize as a minor amendment, Commissioner Chowdhury.
Support Mori.
There's a motion by Commissioner Chowdhury, supported by Commissioner Morey. Roll call.
Commissioner Chowdhury?
Yes.
Commissioner Mori votes yes. Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes.
Commissioner Hawk?
Yes.
Commissioner Benek?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes, to recognize as a minor amendment. Ms. Michelle, I think you mentioned there are a couple people, we don't have normally audience participation during minor amendments, but I think you mentioned there are a couple people that might be in the audience that wanted to speak on this item.
There are still a few people here. I'm not sure if they still had a question or wanted to provide any comments.
If there's anyone that want to make a comment on this item, you can come up, state your name and address for the record, and you can speak for 3 minutes. Okay, seeing none. This is not something we do ordinarily, so. Because you came and were so patient with our meeting, we figured.
My name is Annie King, and I live at 5617 Storrow Court, Warren, Michigan, 48092. And I live in the 2 of the complex that was completed in the beginning.
Okay.
I live there. And I noticed that when they said that it was going to be courtyard it's gonna be courtyard two. So they're not gonna do anything to what's there already, is that right? Like, trees or, you know, to finish out what it should have been done? They're not gonna do anything to that?
That's your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Just tell us everything that you want to ask, and then we'll comment on it when you're done.
Okay. When we purchased this, when this complex was first being built, I came and I was gonna get a condo, and then the place folded. So I ended up buying the same plan on 22 Mile and North Avenue. Very well put together, good material, everything. But later I decided I wanted to move back to the city, so I moved back to where I wanted to be in the first place, which is that area. And me and my husband bought the same condo that we had out there. We bought the same floor plan because somebody wanted to sell. And I guess I'm asking, I know that this is, I think it's gonna be number 2, and they're gonna do all the landscaping stuff for their part, but are they gonna do any landscaping or do anything to the part that we have? Because we're gonna be all there together.
Okay.
And our areas, like they put landscaping and all that, we don't have any of that.
Okay.
Because they went bankrupt before they finished, and they used shoddy material, and bricks are falling out. It's a whole lot of things going on with our building. It's only 20 years old.
Okay.
So I'm asking, with the new developers, I know they're not responsible for what someone else did. I'm just asking, are they going to make everything look uniform?
All right. Well, thank you, ma'am. We'll see what we can find out for you. To the petitioners, can you come up a minute, please? Good evening, sir. Do you have any comment on what the lady mentioned?
Well, our units will be, of course, you know, it's a different developer altogether. Will be